What is up, my dudes? Welcome back to Storytime with your favorite Reddit fairy. My name is Lorna, and today we're gonna be getting into the choosiest of beggars. That's right, so sit back, relax, and let's get right into some r/choosing beggars. Complaint because free fridge lacks ice maker. Posted by user 666POD. My wife and I just remodeled our kitchen and decided to replace a fridge that was only a couple of years old. I paid about $1,000 for it, but it was not right for the new kitchen cabinet design. We had planned on donating to charity when my mother inquired about it. She's done a lot for us over the years, so I was happy to give it to her. She measures her space and it's too big for her cabinets, but the next day, she announces that she's giving it to my brother. I'm thinking, what the fuck? He's never given me anything, made my childhood miserable. I was his punching bag, and now I'm going to lose the tax write-off. For the sake of not starting a family fight, and since she's already promised it to him, I let it go. The movers come and take it away. I don't hear a word from my brother. No thank you note, no text, no email. 2 days I run into him at the local supermarket and he says, "It's not exactly what I was expecting. Where's the ice maker? There's no water in the door. I mean, come on." Mind you, his old fridge was more than 20 years old and leaked water. I told him it was free and he could say thank you, walked away, paid for my stuff, and split. Gross. Like, I'm pretty sure your mom was probably just planning this the whole time to give it to your brother, because she probably knew they're probably planning it, and she's just like, oh, I know that he's not going to give it to his brother if he asks, so I'm just going to pretend it's for me, but... Oh, that's gross. That's even more gross when you're siblings. Oof. Poor OP. That was a nice thing to do, though, like the $1,000 fridge. Only 2 years old. Ugh. The guy didn't even have that feature before, so why is he acting like he's missing it? Bakery customer doesn't understand business costs. Posted by user Caffeinate Me Captain. Some backstory. I work in a mom and pop style bakery. It is a family owned business and our bakers come in at 2:30 every morning to make all of our donuts from scratch. We're known for having great gourmet donuts, as well as some experimental ones that are not advertised on our Facebook page. The way we work is first come, first served. If a customer wants a specific type of donut or pastry, they either have to call 24 hours ahead of time to place an order, or they can call the same day. If we have the donuts they want same day, we can box them and set them aside for pickup. Otherwise, we have no obligation to save donuts for anyone, even if they are a regular customer. Last week, I was closing with a newer employee, and I was responsible for training her on how to close. It's getting dangerously close to Halloween, our busiest season as we sell special Halloween cookies. We were extremely busy, and I was behind on my closing tasks. We close at 5 p.m. on most weekdays, and it was about 4:45, and we still had most of our closing tasks to finish. In comes Karen, luckily to an empty lobby, or this would have been much worse. Karen informed us that this was her first time in the bakery, and she had driven about 2 hours to get there. She said she saw our pumpkin donuts on Facebook and wanted some. We informed her that we had sold out a couple of hours prior. Karen, well, can't the bakers just make more? Me, the bakers aren't here anymore. They come in around 2:30 in the morning to make donuts and go to bed around 7 p.m., so they don't like to be here until closing. Karen, that's a shame. I came all the way here from blankety blank. Me, sorry about that. I hand her a business card with our hours. You can call ahead any time to order whatever you want, and we can also ship out of state. Karen, that doesn't help me now. Me, sorry about that. Our donuts are first come, first served. We can never guarantee our stock unless you call ahead first. But is there anything that we have here that looks good? Keep in mind here that we still have plenty of donuts, filling 2 full cases. the equivalent of about 15 9x26 pans full of goods. Karen, how much is a dozen? Me, $9 for a standard dozen, but we have some donuts that are a slight upcharge. Those are the ones that are more complicated and take more ingredients, or are otherwise larger donuts. I can point those out to you as you're choosing if you'd like. Karen, $9 is too much. Me, unsure what to say because I sell the donuts, lady, not set the prices. Karen, fine. I guess I'll just take a dozen. Coworker and I begin boxing the donuts that she chooses. We point out which donuts are upcharged as soon as she chooses them. She then points to one of our gourmet donuts, a specialty chocolate version of our most popular seller. We only offer it 1 day a week. Karen, what if I want a dozen of these? Gestures to the chocolate donuts. Coworker, those are $10 a dozen. Karen, I thought you said 9. Why the extra dollar? They're made the exact same way. Coworker, I don't know. My coworker is stammering. She hasn't been here long enough to know how things work, so I decide to step in and diffuse the situation. Me, they're more expensive because they take extra ingredients and more time to prepare than our standard ones. Therefore, they're upcharged. Karen, that's ridiculous. I ignore Karen and ring up her total. She chose a dozen, but half of those were specialty donuts and large pastries, therefore adding $4 to her standard $9 dozen. I tell her the price. She scoffs loudly, then laughs in my face. That's crazy! I thought you told me it would be 9. Me, yes, but I also told you that some are upcharged. Karen, not that much of an upcharge. Me, well, half of your dozen were the more expensive donuts. I go over to her box and point out the price of each individual donut she picked, clarifying which ones were higher priced specifically. Karen, but I can get a dozen of these, points to our most popular seller, for 9? Me, yes. Karen, well, I wish you would have told me that. I would have gotten those instead. I can see the wheels in Karen's head turning. She's about to ask us that she's changed her mind and wants a different dozen. Meaning we have to take all dozen of her donuts out of the box and place them back on the trays. This doesn't sound too hard, but donuts are delicate, and handling them more than necessary equals smudged icing, squished dough, and glove prints on the glaze, less appealing to other customers. Plus, this means that we have to throw that box away as we can't reuse it for another customer per protocol. My coworker could see I was shaking. She mouthed, "I'll get this," and I stepped into the kitchen to take a breather. I'm not kidding when I say that Karen spent well over a half an hour choosing donuts and arguing with us about the prices. She asked if we had any sales going on. She said we didn't, so she asked if we could cut her specifically a discount since she drove so far to get here. I said no. Coworker and I spend the next 30 to 45 minutes handling Karen in shifts, each taking turns to argue and to do our closing tasks. It is now past closing. We have to lock the door while Karen is still arguing because we can't let any more customers in after hours. Karen resorts, one more time, to commenting that all donuts are made the same way and therefore shouldn't be upcharged. I repeat, again, ma'am, I'm sorry, but I can't change the price. Some of them take double the time to rise and bake. Some take several specialty ingredients that are not available in bulk. That all comes out of pocket. Our bakers come in before dawn and work really hard to make these donuts from scratch, and therefore price them appropriately based on labor and ingredient costs. That's just how it works here. Karen didn't like that answer, but seemed to be getting just as tired of the situation as we were. Angrily, she pays for her donuts and walks out, but not before getting the last word in. It's just a shame that I drove all this way for you to be out of those pumpkin donuts, but it's whatever. Then she closes the door, and coworker and I let out the biggest breath simultaneously. The real kicker here is that Karen walked out with $30 worth of donuts. She didn't ask us to unbox her original dozen. Instead, she added another dozen plus more on top of her order. Obviously, money wasn't an issue after all. I wish this story had more of a gut punch ending, but sadly, it doesn't. Karen walked out still thinking it's okay to bully cashiers. But what blows my mind the most is how people like this have no concept of how a business works. If a business offers any kind of goods, how do you think they get those goods? We sure as hell don't bake our own money. If that were the case, then sure, you can get donuts for 15 cents a piece like you did in the 1930s. I don't think I've ever seen a donut shop have a sale. Don't think I've ever seen this. I know Tim Hortons doesn't ever have sales. I stay far away from Starbucks. That's my own personal opinion, and I'll keep that to myself, but I doubt that they ever have sales on their donuts. Do they have donuts? I don't know. Like I said, I don't step foot in Starbucks, so Coffee Time, I don't remember them ever having sales. Timothy's, I don't remember them ever having sales. So this woman is delirious, I think. Like, what she thinks she's shopping at Costco or something? Even still, Costco wouldn't give her any kind of discount on top of the price that's already there. I don't know. People are so freaking entitled. I get it. She drove 2 hours, but it's her own fucking stupidity for not calling ahead of time, like the OP said. Crazy sandwich woman doesn't like it halfway through. Posted by user Angry Adam Fiend. Back again. Sharing the... I have no words for this one, but let's go. Our choosing beggar is a woman, 30... I'm apparently dyslexic. 43, brown eyes, and hair. Single mom. Hair dyed, obviously. Jeans, t-shirt, and a vest thing over that. She comes in on my shift, of course. Lucky I had my help still, as it was still early. Okay, so she wants a honey oat tuna footlong with American cheese, not toasted. Fine, great, whatever. For her veggies, everything. All that mofo. Everything. Yeah, okay. And in addition, extra lettuce, spinach, and mayo, ranch, Southwest, and oil, and vinegar, and all our spices. Oh, not the normal oil, the special oil with the thyme mixed in. Lots of that. It was an oily, messy pile. I used my knife, hands, and struggled to close it. Tried not to rip the bread. Well, it rips open a bit, but it's okay. Get it wrapped and ready. Any extras, chips, drinks, cookies? Nope, great. Total is $8.07 or whatever. But wait, she has an app that gets her $6 off her order if she downloads it. It's a scam, duh. But she spends 3 minutes figuring out the app is not going to work. Meanwhile, a nurse comes and gets a sandwich, finishes, and is ringed out by Ash, fake name, while our first woman is still messing on her phone. But finally, she pays with a card. Oh, but she's not done. She takes a seat in the lobby and starts to eat. I ignore her, thinking we're done. Nope! She eats about half the sub, then opens it and looks at what's on it. Very, very upset look on her face as she brings the half sandwich back to the counter. She's like, "There's mayo on this. I didn't want that. It tastes bad to me." Okay, yeah, so you asked for it and I put it on. Can't go back now. But she wants a refund for that sandwich. It's gross. She doesn't want it now. No, you can't do that. That sandwich is yours. You paid, that's yours now. So very sorry you realize halfway through you ate mayo. That sandwich is yours. I can't give you money for that. So I didn't tell her I can't refund that because you don't want it anymore. There's no actual problem with it besides you don't want it. Phew. Ash coworker backs me up and the woman stomps off, throwing the sandwich in the trash. Ugh, thanks for reading. I have a question. Was it wrong to not refund? The customer is always right. The food was wrong. Should she have got her money? I'll stick with no. I'm gonna stick with no too, because as you said, she ate half of that fucking sandwich. You don't eat half and then realize there's mayo on it. I personally don't like mayo on my sandwiches either. So I'm sorry, the first bite, I'm gonna know that there's mayo on it. I will know, and no thank you. It's funny though. I like mayo in like what do you call it? Tuna macaroni salad and potato salad, and I can eat tuna that way, but on a sandwich, on meat, like just plain, no thank you. Gross. Yeah, no, it sounds like she was just trying to scam them from the very start, I think. Choosing Beggar turns down bottle of water because she doesn't like this brand. Posted by user Bananastan. This is such a pure Choosing Beggar situation. I work around the corner from a place that feeds the homeless and other people who are in need. Their address is a little confusing, so we frequently get people asking where it is. It's also raining now, and during bad weather, we get more people trying to come in just to kill some time. I don't mind this at all, actually. I'm glad to help out. A lady just walked in and asked for directions to the soup kitchen. I told her I'd show her, but she also asked for a drink. I offered her bottled water. When I gave them to her, she said, "Oh, I don't like this brand. Do you have something else?" I said no, and she actually didn't take them. Obviously, I feel for her bad situation, but it's so astonishing that she would turn down free bottles of water. If it was tap water, I would understand, but at the end of the day, it's free. Bottled drinking water. I have a full-time stable job, and I'm not picky about the brand of water that I drink. I will never understand the choosing beggar mentality. Well, there is some bottled water that I won't even drink because the moment I take a sip out of it, I feel more thirsty. It's like I'm drinking paper. You know what I mean? Do you guys know what I'm talking? Please tell me one of you out there knows which water I'm talking about. I can't even remember the brand. I only know it the moment I take a sip of it, and it's just like, blah. Did they filter this water with tons of paper? What is happening? It just tastes like paper, and I feel more thirsty after drinking it. I don't know. I don't know what it is. It's some I don't remember I don't remember what brand it is, but you know what? At the same time, while we're on the topic, fuck Nestle. Stealing up all our water, greedy fucks. Selling $60 tickets to homeless people for an ego stroke party. Posted by user L. Statler. Does this count as a choosing beggar? I do my internship/practicum for my master's degree in a day shelter for people experiencing homelessness. You can't make this shit up. The other day, a woman came in because it's Breast Cancer Awareness Month, and she said she was a survivor. Cool. She's a local business owner and a total narcissistic bodybuilder. Crazy, right? And was throwing herself a survivor party at her floral shop. She delivered her sales pitch to the people in the day room. The event will have food, libations, i.e. alcohol, and a tutorial class on floral arranging. Only $60 a ticket, and you need to be dressed in business casual. We promptly asked her to leave, and she threw a fit, saying that we were being discriminatory against breast cancer survivors/bodybuilders/local business owners/powerful black women. She offered a trade. She'd lower the price of her tickets to $40 if the people at her shelter who brought them would serve the food. Are you joking? Oh, that is disgusting. What a disgusting... Ugh. Why? Why would you think that's okay to go into a shelter and try to sell people things? You think if they had money, they would be in that fucking shelter, you dirty bitch? Oh, I don't care if you're a cancer survivor or not. You're a piece of shit. And that is my opinion, folks. My car's out of gas, but I don't want gas. Posted by user Sir Sharp. Just happened. Sorry on mobile. I was downtown and had to get gas for my rental. Choosing Beggar approaches me. Choosing Beggar. Excuse me, sir. My car is out of gas and I've been trying to get some cash so I can get home. Can I have a few dollars? Me. I never have any cash, but I can get you some gas. By luck, I have to go get gas for my rental. Choosing Beggar. It would be easier if you just went to that ATM right there and got me some cash. Me. That's not my bank. Look, dude, I have to get some gas. I can get you some from the gas station if you can just stay right here on this corner. Choosing Beggar. Well, I guess so. Me. Okay, wait right here and I'll bring you some, okay? I take off, make 3 left turns to see if he would stick around, and saw that he took off already. Figures he was just trying to get cash. Couldn't figure out how just getting him cash was easier than bringing him gas to his car. Yeah, no, he was definitely just trying to scam you out of some money. He probably doesn't even have a car like the quotations indicate. So. Fucking beggars. Just be honest, man. People will be more likely to help you if you're honest. I mean, unless it's for like an obvious piece of shit reason, then they probably won't help you, but try being honest first. That's all I'm saying. Choosing Beggar wants more than just chips. Posted by user Panthers_HYP. Here's the cast. Me and Choosing Beggar. This is a very short story, so if you want longer ones, skedaddle away. Background info. I bought some chips before meeting the Choosing Beggar and used the last of my money. So I was walking along to my station and there was a woman outside, and she was asking everyone for $5. I came and offered her a chip since I felt bad not doing so. Choosing Beggar. No, $5. Give 5, no chip. I looked into my bag and found $1.50 and offered her that. Choosing Beggar. No, $5. At this point, people could hear it from inside the station. I simply walked away, but she followed me and asked again. Choosing Beggar. $5. Hurry up, boy. Me. No. You refused my chip and my $1.50, so I'm not going to give you anything at all. She puffed and ended up walking away and asking another person for $5. Luckily, the person overheard and quoted my last sentence and didn't offer her anything. I don't get this. Like, if you really need money that bad, you would think you would take anything that's offered to you. Like, OP, you're a really nice person. You tried to help twice and she turned it away twice. So clearly she's not as bad off as she's making it seem like she is. Customer don't want to pay for his app while buying a shit ton of stuff / making holiday and pushing goalposts. We got revenge. Posted by user Vuck_64. Hi guys, first time poster and not native, so please don't butcher me. Info. This got really long, but it is worth it. If something is unclear, ask me. I will try my best to explain. TLDR at the bottom. Have fun! Context. Me, 19 male, and my best friend, who's also a 19-year-old male, founded a software development company a year ago when we both turned 18. First, we just did minor Java projects, but soon found out of this framework called Flutter, with which you can build really cool apps. It is fairly easy if compared to a Swift and Java/Android development, but still, you need to practice, work, and learn in order to achieve something. Story. About 6 months into Flutter development, we were both quite amateurs. We found a client, let's call him Bob, who wanted us to develop an app with which his customer would be able to switch the voice message on their mailbox. Bob has a business in selling professional-made voicemail files. Like, Mr. Butters is not available at the moment. Please leave a message after the beep. I'm not going to do Mr. Butters' voice because I'm horrible at it. So, just search on YouTube for Mr. Butters not available at the moment or something. Since the main purpose of the app is quite new and there were no frameworks which could really manage that, we build our backend with AWS and a service called Twilio, which allows you to make calls and run scripts. Before we started the development, we created a contract in which it was written, what we have to develop, and how much/when he has to pay. All fine so far, even though he kept saying things like, "We don't need a contract, you can trust me," etc. We, thank God, insisted in signing the contract before starting to do any work. It took him 3 weeks to sign it, and he kept telling us things like, "Oh yeah, I left it at home/my wife, his co-business owner, hadn't had time yet," and so on. After 3 weeks, we have him finally sign the papers and start to work. Things go good, and we inform him that in about a month or so it should be finished. This is where the shit show started. We go in his office and present him with the app and explain how it is controlled via REST API/Postman. He is outrageous and says that he cannot work with that we did not do our job, and we must make a web interface for him. Remember, there was no word said about a web interface in the contract. We were pretty unsure since he was our first real business client and thought we did something wrong, so we went home and developed a web interface. Next meeting, he is pleased by the web interface, but says it annoys him, that he has to log in every time he closes and opens the app because every other app saves my login info. This is a basic thing which I am enabled to have. This is where we started getting pissed, but still did what he wanted. Fast forward a week, we are in a new meeting, and now he says that he wants us to publish the app for him before he pays, because if he pays and we both die, this is not a joke, he said that, he wouldn't have anything. This is where hell broke loose. We politely and calmly explained to him that we were done with his shit, that he was just moving goalposts more and more, and that if he does not stop, we will go to court, and he will be left without the web interface nor the automatic login feature, and so on. He gets pissed, calls us greedy, so we say fuck it, we see you in court, and start to walk out. While we are walking out, he screams, "Stop! I'm sorry, you will get your money." We say, "Okay, good, pay us," and we publish it. He says that he does not have the amount of money right now, but he is willing to pay us the half on the spot and the other half as soon as I can search for the app in the Play Store and download it. Fair enough. We say okay, take half the money and go home to publish the app. A week later, the app is published, and I message him with the Play/App Store links and tell him that I am about to send him an invoice for the missing half. This was on the 28th of August. He starts mumbling something about how his clients haven't paid him yet, and there were some unforeseen expenses, and so on. And then he asks if we can give him time till 1st of October. I tell him that this is not possible, and the best we can do is the 13th of September. He is very grateful and thanks me. 13th of September comes. Feel free to guess who hasn't paid his bills. I phone him and get the same excuses as last time, asking for 2 more days. I tell him straight that if he does not pay within the next 2 days, we will remove the app from the App Store. He didn't pay. We removed the app and got the incredible angry mail about who do we think we are to delete his app from the App Store. Our App Store account, by the way. We tell him to get his shit together and that we will contact him till the end of the week. End of the weeks come by and he doesn't answer his phone. I phone his wife, the CEO, he is the COO, and tell her that since they haven't paid, we will sue them. She is genuinely surprised and said that Bob told her that we said they have time since the 1st of October and that they will be gone for holiday the next week. The things start coming together. Bob never had the intention to pay before the 1st of October and lied to his wife about our standpoint. They come back from holiday and we contact them. Say shit as usual. Our clients haven't paid yet, etc., etc. I set up a phone conference with him, his wife, my business partner, and have a 30-minute professional rant. No screaming, no insults, just clear and cold facts about when they should have paid, how often they told us they will pay soon, and what steps we are taking. I tell them they have until 3 p.m. to figure stuff out. Otherwise, we will inform our lawyer. They message us pretty pissed about what kind of person I am and how I should think about how I treat my customers if I want to keep them. I told them that we have no interest in working together with them anymore, but nevertheless, they managed to pay us the second half they owed us. So, this is where our revenge starts. He writes a nice email about how he would like some extra features added in the app, and we respond with an email telling him that we would love to implement it for him, together with a timetable, how much time we need for development, testing, transport, communication, etc., together with the info that we charge 100 euros an hour, and if he wants us to do the job, we would send him a bill in advance, and as soon as it is paid, we will start working. This was 2 weeks ago. Haven't heard of him since, but I can still feel his hate and anger for us. Feels so fucking good. Info. In the 1 month they were supposed to pay us but didn't have the money, they went to holiday in the Caribbean? Bought a new kitchen for the office, bought completely new furniture, and a huge-ass TV for the office. They bought it all after they told us they have no money. Info 2. Thanks to the contract, we are able to delete his app from our app page when we notice him 6 weeks in advance. Guess whose app's gonna get deleted soon? TLDR. We, unexpected newbies to the business world, got scammed by a huge a-hole of a businessman. Worked much more than needed, and it took over a month to get paid. Meanwhile, he bought a shit ton of stuff and had an expensive holiday while telling us that he is so poor because his clients didn't pay yet. Now we got our revenge with not developing the app any further. He is counting on us and won't find a Flutter developer who can work on this project anytime soon, and deleting it soon from the App Store. Edit 1. Mixed Bob and Mr. Butters Up. Okay, I'm a little bit confused about info 2 because I thought you said he did end up paying. Thought that's what they said. Let me scroll. I don't want to write this again. Okay, so no, I guess they didn't say anything about... whether they paid or not. So this kind of reminds me of when I lived in Toronto. I had a pretty decent recording studio in Toronto. I wish... this is the only mic that I'm using now, is the only mic that I hung on to, but I had some beautiful mics. I'm using a dynamic right now, and I really want to get a condenser, so hopefully, after I find a job, I'm going to stop talking about finding a job in my videos, but after I find one, I'm going to get a better microphone. But anyway, back to the story. So I had a little studio in Toronto, and this guy asked us to record some guitars for him. He wanted to make like a little demo. Had a contract drawn up and everything, but the guy did not want to pay. He would like dodge our calls, you dodge texts, like everything. And I showed up at his house one day and knowing that he was home because somebody told me he'd been home. So I went to his house, I see him in the house, he won't open the door. I'm like, you fucking piece of shit. Not gonna say we had the greatest recording studio in the world, but they knew what they were getting when they, made this contract with us. I say us because it was me and my ex, who's a fucking psycho. But anyway, moving on. But yeah, so we had to try to get in touch with him and try to get him to pay up, and I don't even really remember what happened with that, to be honest. I think he paid a little bit and then just kind of fucked off for a while, but yeah, he just kept recording more and more and more, and then he just finally said, yeah, I'm not paying you guys anymore, and he fucked off. What a piece of shit. But it just really sucks. People are taking advantage of others for this. Like, for things like this. Like, you are asking for a service. This person is taking time to do this for you. Do you think that their time is worth nothing? Do you really think you're that much better than them? No, you just prove that you are way lower. Homeless man upset he only got 1 free hot dog instead of 2. Posted by user Hedgehogian. So, this happened to my roommate, but he doesn't use Reddit, so I'm gonna tell you instead. There's a gas station down the road from our house that sells hot dogs. Buy one, get one half off. Certain times of the day, roommate decided he wanted one, so he walked there, and this homeless man stopped him at the front door and asked if he could please buy me a hot dog. I haven't eaten all day and I'm out of money and so hungry. Roommate agrees and goes inside to get the dogs. Now the toppings, aside from the condiments, cost extra, and roommate wasn't sure what the guy wanted, so he only put on ketchup and mustard. He added jalapenos, relish, mustard, etc. to his own hot dog because, well, he knew what he wanted on his own food. Roommate pays for the 2 hot dogs and brings the homeless man his. Immediately, he goes, "This is it? You didn't even add any toppings." He then sees the second one and reaches for it, but roommate says, "Oh, this one is for me." Then homeless guy goes, "Wow, seriously? You can't even give a starving man 2 hot dogs? That's so sad. You shouldn't have bought 2 hot dogs if you weren't going to give me the other one. That one has more toppings on it anyway, so I should get that one." Roommate told him if he wanted toppings to go in and buy them, and walked off. Well, that's kind of shitty. Why? I mean, I understand that you don't know what kind of toppings the guy wanted, but at the same time, you could have just poked your head out the door and said, "What do you want on your hot dog?" Like, if you're gonna offer a hot dog, like, come on, just ketchup and mustard. I understand you're doing a nice thing for him. You did do a nice thing for him. Let me just state that. I'm not saying that you're an asshole. Totally. But a little bit, maybe just a little, tiny little bit, you could have poked your head out the door and said, "Hey, you want any toppings on it?" Because you come out with this extravagant looking hot dog, obviously that they're going to be like, "Well, wait a second. I'm really hungry. That one looks way better. That's going to fill me up a lot more." Like, come on, it's probably, what, a few cents difference, my dude? That's what I would have done anyway. I would have poked my head out the door and said, "What kind of toppings would you like?" That's just my take on this. And the last story of the day is called, "I have no money, but I need you to buy me this, and this. Oh, and this too. Not that. This." Posted by user emergency_tacos. Stopped at the grocery store late into the night. Before I drove off, I sat in my car as I sent a few texts. I was suddenly surprised by a very well-dressed and groomed man knocking on my window. I figured maybe I forgot a bag inside or something. Me. "Hi, sir." Choosing beggar. "Hi, I don't have a job or any money, and I really need to buy some water or something to drink." "Oh, okay. I don't have any cash on me, but I can go inside and buy you some water." "Are you sure?" "Yeah, I'm happy to buy you a case of water if you just want to meet me inside." "Okay, thank you. I usually buy some soda too." "I can meet you inside and buy the water for you." "The pack of brand name water is only like $4, and name brand soda is not that much more." "If you just give me a moment, I'll go inside and get you some water." "You said a large case of water and soda, right? And maybe some cereal to eat?" "Honestly, sir, I'm a broke college student. My budget is very limited. I can get you a pack of store brand water if that's what you need." "I always buy the name brand water, and you said name brand soda and name brand cereal too. I don't have any money or a job." "No, you mentioned the soda and cereal. I never agreed to it." "But I don't have a job and I could really use them." "Sir, you are being very choosy beggar right now. I can buy you water, and that's it. Soda is not a priority, okay? But it has to be name brand water because that's what I drink, and the name brand soda. I ended up rolling up my window and driving away. This was a condensed version of the conversation, so by the end I was very irritated. I live alone in a big city while in college. I live on a limited budget in order to afford my expenses, and after spending only $20 US on my week's groceries haul, I wasn't about to splurge on name brands for a choosing beggar. He's well dressed and no job. Interesting. Maybe he should use that, nice dress that he's got wearing. I don't mean dress as in an actual dress. I mean his clothing. You should take that nice clothing and maybe go try to get some job interviews and get yourself a job. Like, the choosiness, my dudes. It's so bad. Oh my god. Oh my god, this is... All right, my dudes, that's all the stories I've got for you today. Thank you so much for sticking around to the end if you did. If you liked it, hit that like button, please. Please hit the like button. You know you want to. And if you're new here, hit the subscribe button and the little bell icon next to it to be notified when I have future videos just like this, so you never miss one. And as always, the links to these stories will be in the description, so head on over to Reddit and show those posters some love with some upvotes, because you know they deserve it. And while you're in the enchanted land of Reddit, head on over to r/RedditFairy and submit your stories, my dudes, because you never know, they just might show up in the next episode. Until next time, stay spicy, my dudes.